Hi, my name is Dimitri and I'm the owner of Dynamic Heating Pump Maintenance, and we are here today with Anton by Crocon just to show you how their products work. With our Anton, we could do lots of pressure tests. The one I'm going to induct now is called a tightness test. With a tightness test, we always start with a let-by. What we are testing with the let-by is to make sure that our ECV is a letting by. So we do this test between 7 and 10 millibar for a 1 minute duration. I want to show you this now. Right, as we can see on our Anton, we have 5 millibar, but we need to raise that by another 2 just so we get over 7 millibar. So what I need to do is lift up our ECV handle slightly to just release the gas in. Right, as you can see, it's slightly gone over. So what we do is we use our pressure release hose here, and we let the pressure out until we get between 7 and 10. As you can see, it's going down because I've got it open. Right, it's holding now 7.98 millibar. So I can start my test by pressing the center button there, which will start my test for 1 minute. Once it's hit the 1 minute mark, my analyzer will beep, which will indicate we can move on to our stabilization test, which will take between 20 and 21 millibar. Stabilization test will be for a further 1 minute. Then after that, we leave it for a further 2 minutes for our tightness test. What we don't want to see is any drop in millibar once this test is complete. Right, our let-by test is finished and I'm happy with the reading. So what I'm going to do is press stop on our analyzer, and there's a tick button. We can either press no because it hasn't passed, or tick for yes, it has passed. I'm going to tick yes because it's passed. Now I'm going to move on to my stabilization. As I mentioned earlier, our stabilization is between 20 and 21 millibar. So what I need to do is lift up my ECV and let the gas into our analyzer there. There we go. I've got it now sitting on 20.6 millibar, which I'm happy with. So I'm going to start my test, my stabilization test, which is a minute long. And again, what we don't want to see is a pressure drop, the difference in pressure here. At the minute, it's saying 0.01, which I'm happy with. By the time the minute is up, it should be reading roughly on 0. So that's our minute done there. I press stop. It says, are you happy with stabilization? I tick yes, which I am, and I can start my 2 minute tightness test now, which will indicate once this is finished that all my full pipe work, wherever my pipe work leads to, a gas fire, gas cooker, my boiler, there's no leaks on that pipe work. As you can see, the further 2 minutes is finished and there's only a 0.03 difference in pressure, which I'm happy with. So I'm gonna stop my test there. My tightness test has passed, so I'm happy with that. I can save it onto I can print this out if I wanted to. We've got the printer, I'll show you that later how it works. But right now it's all finished on our test there. So right, what we need to do is we're gonna disconnect our hose on here. And also once you disconnect your hose, make sure we also always spray LDF spray on our test points. This is very important, make sure there's no leaks once we've tightened up our test point. So right, I'll shut the handle down there, take my hose off there. We put our test nipple back on the meter. And we lift up our ECV, always lift up the ECV, and then we spray our test point. Make sure there's no leaks on there and on our ECV handle. Right, once we finish that, we can escape. It will say on there, reseal test point. So it gives you an indication just to double check, make sure you've actually put your test points back. If it's a test point on a boiler, on the flue, if it's a test point on the gas meter, or if you're testing the test point on a gas valve, we always know we tighten up the gas valve, but also the extra check is an LDF spray. Right, so then I close my analyzer. It says it'll purge it for 10 seconds. Make sure we purge it in fresh air, and just to purge out our sensors on there. And there we can move on to the next step now.